where, when, and how to use the Haakaa. Just to cover my bases, not a lactation specialist, just a mom, breastfed twice. This is my experience with the Haakaa. So what is the Haakaa? The Haakaa is a breastfeeding product or tool. It is primarily used as a milk collector. So this means you're nursing baby on one side, you attach the Haakaa on the other side, and it is collecting milk for you. It can be used as a hand pump a little bit. I would not recommend it as that. It can also be used to help with clogged ducts, engorgement, mastitis, things like that. So it's a little bit of a multi-purpose tool, but the primary use is collecting milk that typically would be like dripping into your bra or into a nursing pad. So we want to collect that milk. That's the goal. When do we use the Haakaa? So primarily we're going to use it during the first 3 months. This is when your milk hasn't regulated yet, so you're more prone to leaking. So it makes sense to collect that milk. So you're going to feed baby from one side. While they are nursing, you're going to attach the Haakaa to the other side, and it's going to collect milk that would otherwise be wasted. I did this pretty much every time I nursed. There were some times at night where I did not choose to use the Haakaa and I just nursed my baby. You may not use it when you're in public. If you do decide to take it with you in the diaper bag, it's pretty minimal. I will give it that. You could seriously say you're at a restaurant, use the Haakaa, put the milk in a milk bag, rinse this out in the sink, wash it better at home, and call it a day. It's very simple and very small product. So it can be used on the go, but primarily I would just use it at home. And again, you use it while you're nursing. Okay, now how to actually use it. So I'm sure there's better tutorials out there, but I'm going to do my quick run of how to use it. So first, you're going to invert this. Okay? Then you're going to line it up. So line it up. And then what I recommend is squeezing a little bit. Okay, then you flip the edge back up, and now you're attached. Now, I will say if you notice the balloon gets drawn in a little bit, that means you have a strong suction. And I mean, it will stay attached. Like, it's not going to fall off for the most part. It will stay on if you do it right. Like I said, if you squeeze in the beginning, it'll stay on better. Now, to release it or break the suction, you just kind of poke a finger in and break that seal. Once a little air gets in there, then it's easy to come right off. Then what you're going to do, you're going to have milk in here. It might be a little bit, might be a lot. Depends on where you are in your breastfeeding journey. The first couple of days of breastfeeding, your baby's drinking an ounce at a time. You're not going to collect much. Now, when they're, say, 2 months old, it could be as much as 3 to 4 ounces even, which is crazy. Just depends on where you're at. So don't underestimate it right off the bat. It has to do with your supply and your baby. So now you're going to just dump it in a milk storage bag, or if you're doing the pitcher method, whatever system you're doing for proper milk storage. And then this is easily washed out. Set it back in your nursing station, and it's ready to go for the next feeding. A couple tips with the Haakaa and how, when, and where to use it. So again, I recommend having it at your nursing station, wherever you tend to nurse baby, having it washed, clean, ready to go. Then what I typically did with my baby was I would set them on my lap, facing myself, and then I would usually put the Haakaa on first while I had 2 hands, and my baby was safe on my lap. So I would flip it, stick it on, attach it, and then you're good to go on that side. And then what I would do with baby is I would put them in the football hold, which is where their head is in your hand and their feet are going under your armpit, and then bring them to me that way. This way their feet were behind me or under my armpit or at my side, you could say, and they couldn't kick the Haakaa off. So that's how I managed both sides and how I managed to keep everybody where they needed to be. And then with nursing my baby, then the Haakaa was already attached, so I had 2 hands to help baby latch and hold them and support them. So the football hold for me was a must. I would then wear the Haakaa. Now eventually, sometimes for me, the suction got a little strong and it did get uncomfortable. So I would go ahead and take the Haakaa off, say mid-feed, put that aside, and then if I could manage it with one hand, I'd go ahead and like put up that side of my nursing bra and have a nursing pad in there to stop any more leaks that may or may not have been occurring. A trick for what to do with the Haakaa, this is definitely not my trick, it's been around for years, is to have a coffee mug. That's a great place to put it. I will say my Haakaa came with a plug, and then it came with another piece that I can't seem to find, and it is like a round disc, and I don't know if it's a stand or if it's a cover for here. I don't recall, but I didn't trust this. I didn't really. So I like to nurse by a table and preferably have like a coffee mug or something of that sort, because one of the saddest things you can do is spill breast milk. It's so depressing. You want to save every ounce you can. So that's my recommendation, is football hold, coffee mug, and the rest of it's pretty simple once you get the hang of it, as far as getting the Haakaa on, properly lining it up, figuring out the correct level of suction, which again, when you squeeze this, that's going to determine how strong that suction is. So you do have control over it. If you feel like it's uncomfortable, Maybe you made it too tight. You had too much suction. So next time do less. You can also take it off and put it back on during the feed. That's no big deal whatsoever. So that's my take on how, when, and where to use the Haakaa. Check out the description. There will be links to videos and articles about the Haakaa and breastfeeding in general. I will also have a free PDF that includes breastfeeding tips, tricks, and advice. And if this video and this content feels like it's right for you and helpful to you, please go ahead and subscribe so you don't lose my channel. Hope to see you in the next one.